this: if you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it, if all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, and if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it, and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, and if you simply go after that thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold poverty, famish, or gold, sickness or pain of body and brain can keep you away from the thing that you want, if dogged and grim you besiege and beset it, with the help of God, you'll get it. This has been Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy and Kim Hui's pride and joy. God bless you, and God bless your dream. Thank you very much. Come on, y'all can do better than that.
Let's give it up for Mr. Les Brown. Well, we're very fortunate. Did you enjoy it? Did you learn something very important today? Please give another big hand. Well, at this time, we want to thank him. But also, I'd like to bring up to the stage Dr. Julie Van Patten, also, his partner. Please come up. Please give her a hand. What a gentleman and scholar. And then next I want to welcome a lady. This event wouldn't have happened because of her, because her ability to build relationship with people with great value, amazing, and we're very fortunate. Please welcome to the stage my friend Kim Hui.
Thank you very much. I'd like to keep Les here for a second more. Is that okay? Thank you, Dr. Julie. Les, Mr. Brown, thank you for taking me on an experience to experience your world. And for many of us, some of you know the story, some of you don't. And it's of tremendous meaning and purpose. Oh, by the way, please be seated. Thank you very much. It's of tremendous meaning for me as a human being to have shared the stage right here, and to have Les Brown right here in San Gabriel Valley, a place where I grew up. There is something at work here, and I want to tell this. Some of you know the story, some of you don't. But I want to tell the story of how this whole thing came about. And everything that Les talked about, it is life. In 1994, that's when I started network marketing. And I recalled that there's one message, there's one voice that resonates with me. Through my sponsor, through some of the leadership in that company, they recommended Les Brown. So I would put Les, his videotape. At that time, I couldn't afford to go see Les in person. So I would pop Les' cassette tape onto my car everywhere I went. I read his books. And the story he told earlier about that Kim that went to see a meeting, that was me. And it came so vividly, and it brought it home because I put the last $20 of the cash that I had, I put it in my car to drive up to San Francisco to showcase the business that I was in to a prospect with great hope and great inspiration, say, I'm gonna build a big group in San Francisco. So I drove all the way up there, signed them up, Then on the way back, just when I thought that I got something started in San Francisco, on the way back, a phone call came in. And it was that person that just enrolled. He called me and says, you know what, Kim? I changed my mind. Please cancel my application. See, back then we didn't have online enrollment. So now how would you feel? You took the last $20, put in the gas tank, drove all that way by yourself, and coming back. And I could still remember at that time I was devastated. But somehow, somewhat, something within me tells me, you know what? Just keep on going. Just keep on going. Just keep going. Don't listen to that voice. And you know what I did at that time? I popped that cassette tape of yours in my car. And that cassette tape says, you've got to be hungry. And I was famished. And I said, someday I get to tell Mr. Brown in person that says your tape helped change my life. Your message, your voice of hope, your being. It's as if you were speaking to me, Les. And who would have thought 22 years later that I have the honor and the blessing to tell Mr. Brown in person that story? What would have happened 20-somewhat years ago when challenges came, when disappointment came, when rejection came, that I gave up? We wouldn't have what we have here today. Les, you have changed millions of lives around the world. And one that's very near and dear is standing right in front of you. If you only knew Les, I follow Les' training, his content, his substance, his persona, who he is as a human being. If you only grasp some of the meaning, some of the stories, some of the I can't articulate to words what that thing is. But if you could just grasp that thing beyond the experience, beyond the things that we felt here, that I couldn't articulate to words. If you knew what Les had gone through, and if you knew what I had gone through to be here, standing next to Les, you know that dreams do come true. That it is possible. That dreams, if you dare to dream, you better dare to be different. And you better dare to win. So this afternoon, we're going to do a training. So we're going to do a quick lunch break. But one more time, let's give. You have no idea, of all places, Les has traveled speaking to all these countries. If you read his books and pop his tape, if you listen enough of Les, you have no idea how it makes me feel to have the blessing and the honor to invite Les here to our hometown, to my hometown, St. Gabriel Valley. So with that, another big round of applause. Thank you very much, Les. Thank you.